Thank you, Madame Toastmaster. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. It's all too common occurrence. A patient comes to me who has been to a functional medicine doctor or other health practitioner and comes with results of a food allergy panel. He or she is allergic to gluten, dairy, eggs, who knows, many things. The bad news is that oftentimes my patient has eliminated all of these things from their diets and they're not feeling that much better. How frustrating is that? Who wants to make all kinds of dietary changes with no benefit? Not me. Tonight I'm going to talk about food allergy testing, what it is, my personal experience with it, and why it may not be the answer to your health symptoms or digestive disturbance. First, there are several types of food allergy testing. You might be thinking, is this like when you go to the allergist and you get they mark your back and put things in there? No, that's not what I'm talking about. That type of food allergy testing or allergy testing is checking for a certain type of antibody called IgE antibodies. Those antibodies, when there's a reaction, they produce an acute symptoms, such as even things like anaphylaxis, where the throat closes up. So a little bit more serious. What I'm talking about is IgG antibody testing, which is just another type of antibody, but it produces delayed reactions. So maybe like the next day or in 2 days, you feel tired or brain fog or you have nasal congestion. So the IgG food allergy testing is the one that a lot of naturopaths will do, or functional medicine doctors. Now, don't get me wrong. I had this test done myself before I went to naturopathic medical school. I sought out a naturopathic doctor for my digestive woes. In fact, I did this test 3 times in a row, over 3 years. Did I feel a difference eliminating those certain foods that it said I was allergic to? Nope. But it was the only lead that I had for trying to help myself get over my digestive problems. One of the things I noticed was that whatever I was eating would show up on the test. So I was eating almonds at the first test. I had showed up a reaction for almonds. So I stopped eating almonds and then I started eating flax seeds. What showed up next time? Flax seeds. How frustrating is that? I'm eating these healthy foods and they're showing up on my food allergy panel. So I'm doing acrobatics with my diet, but receiving little benefit. Okay, now, what are the reasons that the food allergy test may not be the answer to your symptoms? First thing is false positive results. Most people test positive for eggs on this test. I have rarely ever seen a test where eggs did not show up. There's some thought that it could be from vaccinations, like the flu vaccination. So normally because there's egg protein in the flu vaccination. So normally when we eat eggs, we digest it, we break up all the proteins into little small proteins and absorb it into our bloodstream. But when we get a flu shot, we get egg protein injected into our bloodstream, a full protein. And so maybe the immune system sees that as foreign. But actually that didn't play out, because I have seen children who have no vaccinations who still have a food allergy to eggs, according to this test. Okay, let's see. So the second, I will say one more thing about that is that eggs always showed up on my test, but I eat eggs today and it's great. I love them. So the second thing is cross reactions. A cross reaction is when an antibody reacts to something, a certain substance, but then it also reacts to something else because those two substances are very similar in structure. So with this test, it said that people who have allergies to latex, they actually will show reactions to pineapple and bananas. Another thing is that sometimes people will have antibodies to foods that they don't ever eat, like oysters. So in that kind of situation, we have to suspect that maybe there's a cross reaction. And then the third reason why this test might not be so great is conflicting results. So despite my lack of results with the food allergy test, I decided to go to naturopathic medical school and be a naturopath. When I was at Bastyr University, they talked about a study that they did where they did split samples with this food allergy test. So they drew someone's blood, just one person, and then they drew multiple tubes and they labeled them with different names. And they sent it in, and the results came back that they were different. So that's very frustrating too, that we can't trust this test in that regard. Now, that was back in 2008, so maybe they've improved it a little bit, but I'm still skeptical. I hope that you have all learned a little bit about food allergy testing and why it may not be the answer to our health symptoms. False positive results, conflicting results, and cross reactions are all reasons why I think that we should not be doing this test. Now, that's not to say that nobody has ever benefited from this test. I'm sure there are people out there that have benefited, but in my experience, the frustration of the results is not worth doing it. There are a myriad of things that can contribute to our health. And of course, food is one of them, but not using these test results in my clinical experience. I am passionate about health and empowering people to know more about, what would be good for them or not. And so I hope you've enjoyed this, and I look forward to bringing you more useful health information. Thank you very much.